Hey man,
How are
hey
you?
you there?
Yes.
What's up?
I've been so excited about this.
Oh, that's nice.
I have been. What's behind you? Is that your artwork, first of all?
Um, yeah, so my wife, when we moved to Texas, she wanted me to paint like a big wood cutout for her for the wall.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
That is freaking awesome.
Thanks. It took me forever. That was like the first one I did in a while, so it's like it's not very good.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm Val The Gal, by the way.
So where are you at? Is this Oklahoma?
Yes, Western Oklahoma. Um,
Western.
I am about 100 miles ish from Oklahoma City, west of Oklahoma City.
Okay, cool. So whereabouts from Pryor is that? Do you know where Pryor is?
Where are we from Pryor? I know that's where Rocklahoma is, but I don't know how far we are. Yeah. Oh, Pryor's up by Tulsa. So probably about 3 hours.
Okay. We had a drummer go to jail there one time.
Okay.
On the road. Like we were on the road. It was a mess. It was like probably 6 or 7 years ago, but yeah.
You went to jail.
He straight up went to jail. We got pulled over because we had a headlight out, and we were on the way to go get it fixed, and because it was in the middle of the night, and yeah, we got pulled over. Good old boys were just like, you know, you guys are quiet, aren't you? And we're like, oh no, this is bad.
Oh man.
Yeah, and they shook us down, found like a bowl pack of weed, and he took the hit for it, went to jail. You know,
Wow.
stayed the
Wow.
night over. Stayed the night over. In the jail. Went to the court the next day, which was Monday, and he's like to the judge, he's like, if I plead guilty, does this mean I can just time served, pay a fine? He was like, if you plead guilty, you're spending a year in jail.
So he pled not guilty.
Fast. Yeah, so everyone laughed in the courtroom. Everyone laughed, and they were like, "Well, I guess I'm innocent." And yeah, a lot of money later, he and what community service and all that. He's finally free of it. But
Wow.
it was a whole thing, man.
Holy cow. Well,
And
yeah.
then fast forward, 7 years later, we're playing Aftershock, sponsored by a weed company, and they're just giving everybody like pot in
Yeah.
the green room. What kind of world are we living in right
Yeah,
now?
that one. That one.
It's nuts.
Well, it's so nice to meet you. Brady told me a lot about you. In fact, anytime that somebody talks about Crobot, I ask him, "Oh, is this the guy that had the cat in his car with him when he was moving? Isn't that
Oh
you?"
yeah, that was me. Yeah.
I thought so. Your cat, Biscuit?
Yeah, biscuits.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had talked before. I'm so sorry.
No, not me. You talked to Brady, another fellow DJ
Okay.
from the zoo. So yeah.
Yeah, Brady's always comes out to the shows, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Love him. He is so much fun and awesome and supportive.
Well, you guys have your new album, Feel This, and it's going to be coming out on June 3rd, as I understand, and your new song, Better Times.
Hmm.
Uh, how exciting was it to make this new album? Tell me all the things.
Um, it was really really awesome. I mean, not just because it was coming out of the pandemic, right? I mean, I feel like you looked at everything with brand new bright eyes.
Oh yeah.
Especially making a record in a room with everyone, and because it felt like you weren't a real band anymore because everything was so remote.
Mhm.
But yeah, we did this record with Jay Rustin in Austin at the Orb Studio, and he was just pleasure to work with because he is just an old school rock producer. He does everything the old way, like no fake sounds, nothing. It was all real band in a room. I got to use like the old school big rock guitar treatment for how we recorded guitars. So it was like the first record where we've really done like the big stacks and tons of like high gain amps, and I think that's what Crobot needed for a long time.
Okay, so I've never seen you guys live, but I have heard that you get pretty wild with your guitar, and there's even a story of you swallowing a guitar pick.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's uh
Can you
in
walk me through it? Can you walk me through it?
well, yeah, well, in my younger, okay, so a quick history of just my musical career, right? When I was like, I'm from East Tennessee, so I moved away. I got a gig playing for this touring cover band. All we did was play like up and down the East Coast at colleges and resort towns. And it was like a traveling circus thing sort of deal. Like I had to learn how to like do tricks and like do all that. I was like 19 years old. And so I learned how to throw my guitar and do all kinds of fun pick tricks and stuff. Over as the years went on, I sort of like said, "Oh, that's too cheesy." I don't know if that's gonna fit like the serious nature of the music that I'm making, or if it would like take away from it.
Right.
But then there was a point where I was like, I don't care about any of that. I was like, that's like the coolest. You know what I mean? The fact that it's so cheesy and fun. So one time I threw a guitar pick up and I caught it in my mouth, and it went like straight down the back of my throat, but it got caught in the middle of my throat. So if like, when you choke on anything, like you have that immediate like, oh my God, I'm gonna die, and there's nothing I could do about it. You don't know what to do with your hands. So I like gave my guitar to a guy who was right beside me, who was like, he was sort of teching that night. I gave it to him, and then I just ran outside and I started like trying to. Well, the first thing I did is I chugged the beer, and I just went down, and I was like, that's fine, but I could still feel it in there.
Oh,
Yeah, so I tried to throw up. I couldn't like really throw up because I've just never been good at that. And so I just like went back. I got my guitar and went back to play, and the whole time I could feel the pick in my neck. And then after the show, I just went straight to McDonald's and got some chicken nuggets. And yeah, it went down. I mean, I never saw it since, so it could have passed and I didn't know, or it's just still there. I don't know.
yeah,
Man.
it's still with you.
I called my uncle who's a doctor, and I was like, he's like, listen, if it went down, it'll go out. So
There's nothing toxic in the guitar pick that.
I mean, it's plastic, but I feel like I
think
eat enough crap.
Did you like switch to organic guitar picks after that?
Oh my God. If organic guitar picks were cheaper, I would switch to them.
That is too funny. All right. So what is your favorite song on the new album?
Man, it's always changing.
Okay.
Right now, my favorite song is Dizzy.
Okay.
And that's like always a band favorite. Everyone like that's always like top 3 for everyone. That was a song we just it's just a classic Crobot, big riff, heavy guitars, Rage Against the Machine inspired, really aggressive. I remember playing it for one of my best friends. He plays in another band. He sings in another band. And he was like, "Oh, he's like, yeah, so Brandon's going for this like Motley Crue thing." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "No," but I mean, that's what he took away from it. But I just think he's crazy. But yeah, probably Dizzy.
Okay. In my interviews, I like to ask the obscure, the weird, not just tour and album stuff, because I like to know a little bit about who I'm interviewing. So are you ready for this kind of
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
Yeah, hit me with what you got. Man.
Okay, well, before we get to the normal questions that I ask for the record, I have knowledge that you are a tattoo artist. I follow you on Instagram. And
yeah, I just followed you on Instagram too.
The biggest question I have that I've always wanted to ask a tattoo artist, I don't even know if I've asked my own tattoo artist this. What is the most awkward tattoo placement that you've had to give a tattoo? Like, what part of the body did you have to like chill out for the longest period of time that was awkward?
I mean, I've tattooed everything. I mean, everything but like labia not labias or like buttholes. I haven't done that, or like the big D. I haven't done that, you know. But I mean, you know, it's
like butt cheeks, boobs.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And when you're doing that, is
common.
like, if it's a chick, is the boyfriend just like right over you, being, you know, like, hey man?
Sometimes they are. The strangest thing that I've seen in a long time, it recently happened like a couple months ago. I hope to God they're not watching it. I'm sure they're not. But oh, my little dog's gonna start whining. Buns, will you just hold it for a second?
Well, this is fitting. The cat was in the other one. We got the dog in this one.
Do you want to see her? You want to see Buns real quick?
Yes.
Okay, come here, Buns. Come here, Buns. Hey, girl. I think if I hold her, she'll be quiet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is Buns. She's a Chiweenie. But so this woman came in and she was getting a flower on her arm, and her boyfriend came in right behind her, and he was the biggest dude I've ever seen in my life. Like he was a bodybuilder.
He was like big meathead.
Yeah, huge. Like it was very intimidating. And he didn't really say much. And like he always like, the only thing he did say is like he would interject about the design, which that's usually a red flag, you know. Like yeah, it's like a very controlling thing to do. I see it a lot with boyfriends and girlfriends, you know. And I always like pull them aside. I'm like, listen, don't let anyone tell you if you like it or not, you know.
Yeah.
But I started tattooing her, and her pain tolerance was very high. So the guy like pulled up a seat right beside her and like was hugging her and like kissing her the whole time, like kissing her cheek, and like he's like, it's okay, baby, it'll be okay. No. And like and like he would kiss her so hard, like on the cheek, that he would move, like it would shake the whole table.
Oh boy.
So I had to be like, hey man, could you just not kiss her right now? You know? But he turned out to be the sweetest, kindest, most gentle person ever. He was just, he didn't look that way.
Yeah. Okay.
My hat's all. Sorry.
Okay. I was gonna tell you too, when I started following you on Instagram, that the style of tattoos that you do are freaking awesome. I don't have any. Would you consider it the flash art? Is that what it's considered? I don't want to call it the wrong thing. Is it?
Well, you know,
traditional?
No, yeah, it's flash. Flash was just sort of like made to be quick, easy tattoos that you could put on flash sheets and done in a flash in old school tattoo shops. That's just a traditional way of describing, tattoo art these days.
Okay, I saw on there, it's like this really cool naked lady. And it's not like, I've tried to explain to people, I'm like, it's not like, oh, naked lady. Like, it's like, oh, look, a naked lady. Like, it looks so good. It does.
Yeah. I love tattooing naked ladies. Like subject matter. I love, you know, boobs, butts, and gore and blood and boogers. And like, I feel like I just want to tattoo that stuff forever. I just want to be a teenager forever. I'm 36. You know what I mean? And like nothing will stop me from doing that. I mean, I tore around in a van, play rock and roll, and
living the dream, living your best life.
Teenager forever, man.
Speaking of touring, what is an unofficial rule in the van? Like, it's an unofficial official rule. Like, it's never been said out loud, but like everybody knows it's a rule. If
you fart, you have to call it.
Okay.
You have to like let everyone know, hey, it's coming, you know?
Okay.
But you know, that being said, we don't have like, you can't like fart as much as you want. Just like, let us know that it's coming.
Okay.
We have, I don't know. I'm lucky enough to have a bunch of dudes in my band that are respectful and cool and easy to get along with. So we don't, everyone just sort of is, they're normal, respectful dudes. I've been in bands that with nightmare train wrecks of personalities and people, and that's never fun. Yeah.
Okay. What is, kind of changing gears here, what is your favorite by the way, there is a demo crew behind me that's taking apart a ceiling, so that's fun. What
Oh,
is your favorite conspiracy theory? Everybody's got a favorite one. Which one's your favorite?
I've been really getting into the Galactic Federation. You ever heard about that?
Heard about that one.
It's about it's aliens. It's like the system and structure that the tall grays and the short grays, they come from a galactic federation, and they're in charge of 3 different timelines,
Okay.
and timelines being like dimensions.
Okay.
And that's why they're interfering with Earth, is because what we are doing is affecting with their certain timeline. Listen, it sounds crazy.
No, there are
but
so many conspiracy theories that I feel are not conspiracy.
yeah, I mean, it's just sort of like, at what point do you stop believing some of the crazy alien stuff that's going on? I mean, you just sort of have to succumb to the fact that we don't know about consciousness and the links that it reaches, and that's fascinating to me.
All right. What part of a kids movie scarred you for life?
Oh, these are great questions. Kids movie.
Or maybe a movie you watched as a kid. That'll count. But it scarred you for life.
So I was horribly afraid of Candyman as a kid.
Okay.
Like, because it was so weird. Like, when I was growing up, I stopped playing with toys really early. I just played guitar. I played guitar and baseball. That's all I did.
Okay.
And then like I wasn't into like Disney movies and stuff too. I loved horror movies, and I could watch anything. But Candyman, like the mirror scenes when they would like summon Candyman, that was the scariest thing ever.
Do you like look in a mirror sometimes and you're like, oh man?
Oh, I don't think I could do it now. Like, if you turn the lights off and like said Candyman, have like
you're
3
gone.
times. Oh my God. I haven't even seen the new one yet, but I almost like, I'm weary about it because I don't want it to be bad.
Yeah.
I heard it wasn't that great.
Oh. So staying on the movie theme, what movie would be greatly improved if it was a musical? Since you like horror movies.
None of them. I hate musicals.
Okay.
Absolutely hate everything about
I've never met anyone that's been like, I mean, musicals are okay. You either love them or you hate them. Yeah.
Well, the only one that I could watch was the Beatles one. Yeah. Like, what was that? Love or whatever that one. No, I forget what it was called.
I don't know.
But yeah, that one was cool because I just love the Beatles.
Yeah.
But even still, I was like, this is so cheesy that it's hard to get through.
Yeah. Speaking of the Beatles, this is not on my sheet, but I was going to ask you, have you seen the Let It Be, or what it was, that documentary?
Get Out.
Yes, where they released
Get Back.
Yes, I was like, get out. Yeah, have you seen it?
It is phenomenally awesome, and I could see how it could be boring for some people.
No, it was not.
But it was like, if you love the Beatles and or have a creative process, it's so cool to see like, wow, okay, your creative process is exactly like mine. What makes you great is your excessive knowledge of music and your catalog in your head of like, you love show tunes, Paul. You love all these like quirky things, and it comes through in the Beatles. And I mean, everyone has their own input who is like, that's very, you can tell it's coming from them. It's super cool.
Okay, you mentioned your drummer got arrested in Pryor, but I actually have a question about being arrested. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would friends and family assume that you had done?
They would probably think that I don't know. I mean, it's probably like something stupid, like unpaid parking tickets or something. No, I think it would have to do with me just being so unorganized and like, absent-minded, or just like, I get very hyper focused on things that I like, and that's it. That's all I care about, and that causes issues like that, or like my wife's like, "Hey, could you like maybe come to dinner with me?" you know, and because I don't know that's why I feel that I'm successful to an extent of in what I love to do, and like tattooing and music, because it's all I do.
Now,
You
tattooing,
know.
your tattoo shop where you tattoo and all that, it's in Austin, Texas, right?
Yep, that's where I'm at now.
Have you been to Hippie Hollow?
No, what's Hippie Hollow?
Okay. So this was on my bucket list to say that I had been to a nude beach, and there is one in Austin, Texas, and I've been.
Oh my God.
It's a clothing
I
optional. You need to go. There's even Joint Point is out there by it too. It's by Lake Travis.
wow, I would go, but I would have to take like some anxiety medicine because I have a small penis. Like I would just like I would be like, oh my God, everyone's gonna know.
No,
They're gonna say, look at that big guy with that tiny penis.
it was one of the most, awkward. You talk about not knowing what to do with your hands when you're choking. Wait till you're on a nude beach.
Oh
You're
my
like, do I
God.
stand like this? How do I? Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
In times of awkwardness, I go 150% full steam ahead. And that's part of me, part of like gets me in trouble sometimes, and or the other side of it, like it really breaks the ice, and like
Yeah, makes
it's a lot of fun.
yeah.
But a lot of times I'll say stupid stuff. I'll like whatever. It doesn't, the awkward, anytime like you're in an awkward situation, it doesn't matter. Nothing,
No,
it doesn't matter, man.
no.
Just like plow through that,
Yeah.
man.
When you were talking about tattoos, I forgot to ask you this one when we were talking about it. Is there any tattoos that you refuse to do? Like if somebody comes in and they're like, "Hey, I want," and you're like, "Absolutely not. I'm done with that. I refuse."
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that I turn down nowadays. Like the first like 5 6 years of tattooing, I did everything and anything because I just wanted to get as good as at tattooing as I could.
Sure.
But now, like stylistically, if someone comes in, and I'll refer them to someone who's better or specializes in that. But like, I won't do any sort of racist
Oh,
tattoos.
sure.
I'll turn that. Yeah, I won't do any of that stuff. I won't do any. I won't do face tattoos. I mean, I won't do face tattoos on people who aren't heavily tattooed. Same with hands and neck. If you're not heavily tattooed, I just won't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, and at that point, they'll probably go somewhere else, but at least they'll like think twice about it. I mean, not that I really care that much. It's just also those places are a pain in the butt to tattoo. So it's like, yeah, like neck's really hard area to tattoo because the skin bunches up and it's painful.
Yeah.
Stomachs are really hard to tattoo. Those are probably the two hardest spots to tattoo on the body. Yeah, people hit me up a lot for face tattoos, and it's like 18, 19-year-old kids with no tattoos, and I just won't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that's dumb. I don't have my face tattooed. I just got my neck tattooed like 2 years ago, and I've been, tattooing for 15 years almost. So
is there a tattoo on you that you regret getting?
I mean,
or one you like the
so
one that's like,
okay, so this one's good.
Okay.
No, I love it. I love this tattoo now. But so when we first signed to the biggest record deal we did was with Wind Up Records when we first got signed, and we were all pumped, and we said that we would get each other's faces tattooed on us. So we went to an artist in the middle of Times Square. He did character drawings of us. We pulled out of a hat, and I got our drummer.
Okay.
Who was at the time, his name was Paul, and he was the one I was talking about with the prior situation.
Okay.
But things happen, and he ended up leaving the band.
Okay.
Or whatever happened, And so I have this tattoo of Paul. It has his face, and it says Paul underneath it. So I just with a red liner. I made the P into an R, and then I put like a line above the U, so it says Raul. And then I put a sombrero on him, and like there's confetti all around it.
That is the best. So it ended up being one of your favorites, you said.
Yeah, so it's Raul now.
That is perfect. Now, are your books open for folks to get tattoos, or you got your books closed?
My books are always open. I never really close my books. I just sort of, sometimes, people get like left to the wayside, but I'm usually pretty good at like circling back and responding to everyone in my DMs. Like,
Okay.
me and my wife, we tattoo. We share a booth that we rent at Dovetail Tattoo, which is our favorite shop ever. And yeah, so I just work around your schedule, and anytime I'm off tour, like someone hits me up for a tattoo, I'm like, hey, you want to come in at 9 a.m. and we can do 3 hours before my wife gets in,
Yeah.
So it's, as her schedule gets booked, I see all the holes and I just fill the holes as I need, which is nice because, I've tried booking out and it never works because things come up with the band and I end up having to reschedule everyone, and then it's just a scheduling nightmare. So I just try to book like 2 weeks at a time and keep it around there.
Well, I'm looking forward to you guys being in Oklahoma on May 25th with Seether. How pumped are you?
It's awesome. We love Seether. We love Corey. Like we did a record with Corey, and yeah, like we see them at festivals a lot, and it's just, I don't know, it's fun. It's always like a debaucherous good time.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to seeing you guys, and the new album comes out June 3rd. And Christopher, I'm so glad that you took the time today to talk with me. It's Christopher, right?
Yes, Chris. Yeah, that's Christopher is what my mother calls me, and it's Christopher. That's how she
Christopher?
says it.
Christopher. Okay.
Christopher.
Well, that's funny because I have a grandma. My name is Valerie, but she puts no L in it. It's Valerie.
Valerie.
Yes, exactly.
Valerie. Yeah. I know. The East Tennessee accent isn't too far off from Oklahoma or like Arkansas world.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you taking time to talk with me today. And Buns, I appreciate you being so sweet and just hanging out.
Yeah, she just wanted to be held. She was just whining because she wanted to be in my lap.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in May.
Yeah, we'll see you later, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.